this is Kaustav, and today we are going to learn about UITextField. So what is UITextField? In generally, when we are using any application over there, say we are entering some username or some password over there, so those kind of field is generally called the UITextField in the iOS. So in this tutorial, we are going to know how to use UITextField properly and what are the methods, how the proper way to use UITextField very optimized way. So since it's a very large topic, so I have divided that particular UITextField topic in a couple of sections like delegate and delegator, UITextField keyboard type assign, UITextField delegate assign, UITextField delegate methods, dismiss keyboard, input restrictions like only entering the numbers or only entering the alphabets like this, input accessory view for number pad. Okay, so all these topics we are going to cover on this particular tutorial. Without no more words, straight go to example to understand the UITextField properly. So let's begin. So in the first chapter we are going to learn about delegate and delegator. So what is delegate and what is delegator? I am going to explain this topic in a very simple example. Say there is a supervisor and couple of employee works under that particular supervisor. So supervisor assigns some job to those employee, and those employee, whenever they are doing some task, they are keep reporting the supervisor that I am doing this particular things, I am doing that particular thing. If they fail to do that job, that's also they notify to the supervisor that I failed over here on this particular steps. Or if they able to complete that particular job, they just notify the supervisor, yeah, I have completed this task. So the supervisor is only assigning the task to the employee, and end of the day he is only collecting the result from the employee. He is not making any control over the task, how they are performing, like how the employee doing that job. It's none of supervisor business. The same way the delegate and delegator work. Delegate is the supervisor and delegator is the normal employee. So delegate assigning some task to the delegator, and delegator notify back to the delegate that this is my current status. Let's understand this particular topic using a simple example. So here view controller is the delegate, okay, and the text field is the delegator. So view controller assigning some task to the text field that whenever you are doing any changes or you are doing any update, just keep notify me. So like this way a relationship established between the view controller and the text field. So always view controller is the delegate and text field is the delegator. By this delegate and delegator connections, we are keep getting update from the text field that what is the current status of the text field, what is the text change, what is the new text going to enter, and when the text field is end its editing. Everything we keep getting the update from the text field on the view controller by using the delegate and delegator relationship. So we have covered our first topic, that is delegate and delegator. So our next topic is keyboard type assign. Let's begin that. To proceed with the further steps, first we need to create a empty project to understand how to use the UITextField. So first create a blank project. So first open the xcode. Okay, so our project is created. As you can see, this is the view controller. So first we are going to take a UITextField. So for that need to click on this particular plus icon and type over here UITextField. So as you can see, text field over here, class name is also displaying over here. Just drag it over to the view controller. So now after the dragging, you can see that particular text field width can be changed but height cannot be changed. It's happening because of the border style. First of all, change the border style to none. When you did that, on that moment you are able to change the width and height both. Okay, so for the timing I am giving a static width height since it's not a tutorial for the auto layout. If you have missed the auto layout tutorial, I am giving a I button over here, so just click on that and complete the auto layout sections. because I prefer to suggest you guys to go with the auto layout first, then after come to the in-depth programming concept, because designing part is much easier than a programming concept. But you guys definitely proceed with the programming without even completing the auto layout. So over here I am giving a static width height. So giving a width height static, and it's aligning to the center of the screen. So I am just aligning it to the center, and that's it. Our text field is aligned properly on the screen. So first try to run it on the simulator. So for that I choose iPhone SE and give it to run. As you can see, our app starts running, but the text field is not displaying. Since we have chosen the border color as none, so its color got mixed up with the background. So first try to locate the text field, where the text field is. Somewhere in the middle. Yeah, this is the text field. So if you type something, it's typed over here, but we are not able to see text field separately from the screen. So for that, first we change the color to something else. Say background color, I am choosing light gray color, like this. Now if I give it to run, you can see the text field is displaying on the screen, and if we click on this particular text field, a keyboard appearing. So that's mean it's working fine. But as our topic is related to keyboard type, so that's mean if this particular text field is related to a phone number, so on that moment we can change the keyboard type. So from here we can change it. Over here there is a keyboard type. So from here there is a different keyboard type is available, like ASCII capable, numbers and punctuation, URL, number pad, everything, phone pad, everything. So since we are going to enter some phone number, so given as a number pad. Now if we give it to run, you can see this is the number pad. It's appear. Over here only the backspace arrow is appearing. Okay. Now if we change it to URL, say URL. Okay. So now just runs once again. So you guys can see this is the URL specific, like it's automatically coming as a ./.com like this. Okay, so the thing which is being using on the URL, those starts to appear on the keyboard. If we give not URL, rather email address, and give it to run once again. So if you bring the focus to the text field, so you can see a keyboard appeared with a @ dot, these things which is being used on the email address. So like this way we can assign keyboard type by using the storyboard. For that we need to go to the view controller and need to implement the IB outlet. So I hope you guys know how to implement the IB outlet. If you guys skipped it, so here is the I button, just click on it and go through the IB outlet tutorial. So first IB outlet where text field So over here you already know the text field appeared over here. Just simply drag and connect the text field, and that's it. Our text field connection is established. Now what we can do, we can either provide a text field keyboard type from here, keyboard type equal to, say I am giving as a phone pad. So from here I am changing it to default, the keyboard type. So not changing from here, we are doing the keyboard type change from the code. Okay, so not phone pad, it should be number pad. Now give it to run. So if I now bring the focus to the text field, you can see that a number pad starts to appear, because from here the text field keyboard type is assigned. Where else we can do the same thing, over here there is a date set is available, and under this particular date set we can assign the same thing. So what is this particular date set? The date set is particular a block of code which is going to execute just after this particular variable getting assigned with some value. That's mean when this particular view controller's view is being allocating, on that moment the text field is also got memory allocated. So that particular memory allocations is also being held by these particular variables. So right from that moment, whenever that particular variable held a memory location of a particular text field, on that moment this text field execute this did set block. Whatever code is written inside the did set, it starts to execute. So then and there, whenever a text field got assigned with some value, then and there the did set triggered. Okay, so now give it to run. So now you can see that number pad starts to appear. Okay, so these three separate way using which we can assign different keyboard type on a text field. So we have covered our second topic, UI text field keyboard type assign. So mark it as a done. Our next topic is UI text field delegate assign. So let's begin that. To assign a delegate to a particular text field, the same three approach is available, by using which we can assign the view controller as the delegate of the text field. To do that, first of all, either we can do it from the storyboard. So for that, first select that particular text field, go to this last tab, and over here you can see this particular delegate is available. Just drag this and connect with the view controller, and that's it. Our text field and view controller delegate and delegator connection is being established. Okay, what else approach is available? For that we need to go over here on the code, and you need to type over here self dot text field dot delegate equal to self, and that's it. The delegate connection established. But when we type this particular code, it starts to display a error which mention that cannot assign value of type view controller to type any UI text field delegate. Add missing conformance to UI text field delegate to class UI controller. If we click on this particular fix, so you can see a UI text field delegate, these things appear over here. So what is that particular thing? This is nothing but a protocol. If you go inside the definition of the UI text field delegate, you can see it's nothing but a protocol. So what is protocol, we will understand later on a different tutorials. For the timing, you just understand that whenever a delegate need to be connect for the text field, on that moment this protocol need to be right over here. Only then a delegate connection going to be connect without a error. What else way we can write it the same thing? For that we need to write extension view controller UI text field delegate over here. The same thing we are written in a separate way. Now you can see this particular error is gone. So over here we can write it down, or we can write the same thing over here also, the same way. We can remove this particular code for the timing. Just keep the delegate connection just over here. So the same way we are connecting the delegate. So these are the all three possible way by using which we are connecting view controller as a delegate to the text field. So we have covered the third topic also, to UI text field delegate assign. That's also done. So our next topic is UI text field delegate methods. So let's begin that. So UI text field delegate, this particular delegate contain a couple of delegate methods, like text field should begin editing, text field should did begin editing, text field should end editing, text field did end editing, like this way. So what is the difference between the should begin and did begin? Whatever method which is written as a should, that's mean it's asking from the view controller whether I start editing or not. If I return as a true, then only the text field begin editing. If I return as a false, then the text field won't begin editing, or the keyboard don't appear. Similar way, should return is also there. So there is a lot of delegate method is available, and everyone have a different characteristics. So let's begin with the should begin editing. So first, should begin editing. So over here, if I return false and give it to run, you can see the text field not getting focus and the keyboard is not appearing. So that is what happened when the text field should begin editing returning a false value, because this is the method name, this is the parameter text field, and this is the return type. So if we return the true from here and now give it to run, now the text field start to getting the focus and also the keyboard starts to appear. So you can see there is a return button, right? So if we want to change this particular return button, either we can do from the storyboard from here. For that, need to select this particular text field, go to this particular tab and select the return key, as the so many type is available, so you can select any of this. Or from here you can mention anywhere on the date set or on the view detail, or also you can do it over here. So from here, for the timing I am doing from here, text field dot return type, return key type equal to done. For the timing I am doing that. So now you can see the done button starts to appear. Okay, so now the expectation is whenever user click on this particular done button, the keyboard need to be disappear or dismiss. Okay, so that is our next topic. First, complete all the other delegate methods. So for that, there is a did begin editing. Let's debug print it. I just print as a hash function. So give it to run. As you can see, first text field should begin editing called, then after text field did begin editing called. So this is the way. There is another thing which is very much important, that is should return. Okay, so this is the method which actually getting triggered before just the text field return the keyboard. So should return, that is true. So that's mean if we return true, the text field dismiss the keyboard. So give it to run. So now if we click on the done, but the dismiss is not working. So why happened this so? Because there is another code we need to write, and that particular code is this particular text field, right? So this particular text field. So what is this particular text field? Over here I am also getting the text field. These particular text fields referring that particular text field for which delegate method is getting triggered. So that means self.textField. Okay, so if we write down over here self.text field or only the text field, both are same for this scenario. So text field dot resign first responder. That's it. To remove the focus from the as a first responder, it's need to resign first responder. So now if we click on the done, the keyboard will disappear. Okay, what else way we can do that? For that, another global approach is available for this entire view controller, that is self.view.endEditing, and that is you can see there is a force bool is available, so we are returning as a true. So this particular code what did, like all the text field or text view or whatever editable field is available, anything holding the first responder or the focus, it's resign the focus. So now you can see if we click on this particular done, it's resign the focus. Okay, keyboard disappearing. So our next topic, that is dismiss keyboard, is done for the timing, but the delegate method is still going on. And there is another thing that is very much important on the text field, that is shouldChangeCharecterInRange. So in our text field there is a delegate method, that is shouldChangeCharacter. So what these parameters we are getting on this method, that is the text field for which this delegate method is being triggered, the range in which location the data is being updated, is being added or deleted or something else. Okay, and the updated data, like we are doing some keystroke, that particular keystroke is holding on this particular string variable. So if I debug print this particular string, so let's see what it's typing. Okay, it's expecting a boolean return, we are trying to give it to run, so that is the error it's showing. So first return true, now give it to run. Now you can see whenever we are doing any keystroke, on that moment, then and there it starts to appear on the console. Okay, so that is the thing. So we are getting the latest updated string from here, but not the entire string, but we are able to get the entire updated string from shouldChangeCharecterInRange. To do that, let updated string equal to textField dot text dot replacing in range. So this is the range, and this is the string which need to be replaced, and that's it. So we got the updated string, just we need to type it over here. Need to give a if let value text field dot text value. Okay, so as you can see, we have implemented a if let. So what is this particular if let? So when we are doing some comparison, like if a equal to 10 or a equal to 20, that is one kind of comparison. But when we are doing some comparison along with the value initialization, on that moment we are using the if let. For these kind of things, we are bringing some new topics or new tutorials in later topics. For the timing, just think like this, that text field dot text, if it is not nil and it's converting to the NA string, and this entire thing is not nil, then it's going inside of this particular if block along with that particular value assigned to this variable value. So that's mean end of the day, this text data first converted to a NA string and then it's assigned to this particular value. Then only the Swift compiler allowing the control to go inside the if block, that is if let. Okay, so once it's inside the if let block, it's just making the necessary changes at the range, at the location with the latest updated string. So using this approach, we are getting the updated string and we need to simply print the updated string, and that's it. From now on, we are not only getting the keystroke, we are also getting the updated string on every single keystroke on real-time scenario. So let's give it to run and just see what happens. So A, B, C, D, E, F, you can see every time I am doing some keystroke, it's given the data properly on the real-time scenario. Okay, so we are getting the data properly. So these are the most used delegate method on the text field. For the timing, I am just giving a glimpse of the text field delegate method. There are so many different text field delegate method that is also available. If you guys any facing issues with the text field delegate method to use on your project or in your study, just comment me. I will make another tutorial for those delegate methods also. For the timing, I am just wrapping the delegate methods sections only with these limited delegate methods because these are quite enough to proceed with any project. So our another chapter, that is delegate methods, that is also done. So our next topic is input restrictions. So let's begin that. Okay, so over here we are just limiting our text field to only the numbers, not any characters or not any special characters. Anything it doesn't allow, only the numbers it will allow on the text field. Okay, so let's begin. The special character or the character, these are your homework. If you guys are unable to achieve your goal, then just make comment on my tutorial. So I will make another video with this particular requirement that the text field only accept character or only accept the special character. Okay, so let's begin. First, we need to create a character set. For that, So over here we get the character set. So first of all we are getting the updated keystroke from here. So we need to do a comparison, like if string range of characters from character set. So over here we need to provide the character set, and that's it. If it is not equal to nil, then that's mean it's contain only the decimal digits, then only the value is not nil. But if it is nil, that's mean it's contain any other character rather than the decimal digits. So if it is not nil, so we are returning as a true. For else condition, we are returning as a false. Return as a false. So this particular section doesn't execute anymore. So give it to run. As you can see, this text field or anything doesn't work anymore. If we type any number, it working, but if we type any other character, it doesn't working. Though it's typing over here because the debug print is given before of that, so it's appearing over here. But end of the day, it's not typing over here. Until and unless we are returning any true value, it doesn't appear on the text field. So our next topic, that is input restriction, that is also done. So the only last topic remains, that is input accessory view. So let's begin that. So in this input accessory view tutorial, first we need to understand why this is required. So first I am giving self.textfield.keyboard type as email address, anything other than number pad. So give it to run. Focus appear, click on this done button, keyboard dismiss. Okay, now the problem appear here when for the number pad it doesn't contain any done button, and that is the problem. As you can see, here is no done button. So if we click on this back, it's not working for this particular code. That's for the moment I am just commenting. I am just returning as a true. Now give it to run. As you can see, this particular code is working fine. Okay, but the problem is the done button is not there. So if we click anywhere, it doesn't dismiss the keyboard. So the problem appears here. So for this kind of scenario, a input accessory view need to have which contain a done button for the number pad. So for this kind of situations, the text field which is specifically a number pad, for that text field we need to set up a number pad. So for that, first I am doing let So over here we are taking a UI toolbar, and that particular toolbar have a height of 30, and assigning that particular toolbar as a input accessory view. Now give it to run first. So you guys can see a toolbar starts to appear above the particular text field, but it doesn't contain any button. So for the button, first we need to have a button. For that, let done equal to UI bar button item. Okay, so title is done, style is done, target is self. So what is particular target? So target is basically that particular object reference in which the selector is available. That's mean over here I am mentioning objc func done click. Okay, so this particular method is the selector. To call it from a method programmatically, we need to provide a objc reference for that. So whenever this particular done click need to be fired, so since this particular view controller holding this done click, so I am giving reference as a self. So this class itself contain the selector. If this particular done click contained by another particular class, then we need to provide that particular class reference over here. Okay, and over here we need to provide the selector, so has selector. Then after we need to provide only the method reference, not the method call. So view controller dot done click, that's it. You can see that we are providing only the done click method reference, not the call. We are not using this kind of open parenthesis and closing parenthesis syntax. We are not doing that. We are only giving the reference. So after doing that, we need to provide tooltip.items equal to done. That's it. So what is this items? It's taking actually array of UI bar button item that is also optional. So what does that question mark or optional means? It means it takes an array of UI bar button item which may be nil or might contain some value. Okay, so if it contains any value or any UI bar button item, then definitely it will display on the UI bar. If it is nil, then it don't display anything. Okay, so now give it to run first. Okay, so you can see that our done button appeared over here, but it's left aligned. Now if the business requirement is no, our down button need to be required on the right side, not on the left side. So on that kind of situations, we need to introduce a spacer for that. So for that, UI button UI button item system item. Flexible space. There is a two item, flexible space and fixed space. We choose flexible space because there is a different dimension phone is available. So it getting dynamically occupied the space. So that's mean if we click the spacer before of done and then after placing the done, so what happens? Like first it will occupy the available space by the spacer dynamically. Only left that particular amount which is required for the done button. Okay, so now give it to run. So now you can see the done button is right aligned now and rest of the space is taken by the spacer. So now to dismiss this particular keyboard, you know already, either we need to provide textfield.resign first responder or we need to provide self.view.endEditing. But self.view.endEditing is not a good approach. So first provide textfield.resign first responder and that's it. When the done button will be clicked, on that moment the text field will be resign its first responder and the keyboard will be dismissed, as you can see here. So that's it. Our entire UI text field topic is covered up. If you guys face any problem during the practice or during the tutorial, just let me know on the comment. So I will try my level best to help you out guys, or you can make any improvement in my tutorial. Other than that, if you guys like my content, then definitely don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Whatever I am noticing that you guys are seeing my content but not making any like, share, subscribe, please do like, share, subscribe. It will really motivate me a lot. It matters a lot to me. So don't forget to share, subscribe and like it. That's all for today. See you tomorrow on the next tutorial. Till then, have a nice day. Goodbye.